Hey, thanks for joining. You ever wonder to yourself, what happened to country music? Me too. Well, if you don't know what I mean, let me show you.
What the hell is a redneck gonna do in
Yeah, cut.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Cut. Okay, if you don't see what I mean, then let me give you another example of the current state of country.
I just wanna catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer. I just wanna catch my fish, drive my fish, drink my fish. Not wake up, I just wanna cut my fish, feed my fish, wear my fish. I just wanna catch my dog, drive my dog, drink my dog. I just wanna catch my fish, my truck, beer, my beer. I just wanna not wake up. It ain't easy being fish. This country nowadays.
Lee Bryce for you, folks. I know I just can't be the only one because those aren't just the examples. It's not just the Lee Bryce. It's just not the Post Malones. It's just not the Morgan Wallens of this world. But essentially, you can roll the dice and pick any major country artist, and they're kind of a dime a dozen at this point. There's no real meaning behind it. There's no real passion. It just feels fake. It feels manufactured almost. It feels tired, feels drawn out. And I know this isn't just me cuz like when you listen to the old country artists, the country artists of old, you could feel what they were singing. You could feel their passion. You could feel the music that they were playing. It's not. It wasn't just. It just didn't feel like a carbon copy of something else. It felt real, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this because there's Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, terrific musician, great country artist. There's Willie Nelson, great country artist, terrific musician. There's Waylon Jennings, phenomenal. Chris Christopherson, again, another great one. Bob Wells, another great one. So it's just not so much as if that I'm just saying like, oh, there's no these country artists aren't really doing their thing because there are some country artists out there that are still they they adhere to the old country way, whereas it actually means something. But those aren't usually the big name ones. Those are not the big name ones. Back then, you could have talent, be a big name artist, and still have great music. These days, it doesn't seem that way. It just seems like the music is just becoming more bubblegum, more fast paced, more you hear it and then you forget about it in a couple of weeks, couple of months, or a couple of years, where it doesn't have a lasting effect. I mean, and unfortunately, this isn't just with country; it's happening with multiple genres, and it's something where I know I'm not the only one who's noticing this. Other people might be noticing this as well. So yeah, wanted to touch upon that, and to nail this point on, I think we should actually listen to some real country music. There's a difference between real music and music just to fill time in. We've already listened to music that just fills the time. Now let's listen to some real music. We're going to listen to the great. Leaves begin to die. You could feel that. You could definitely feel that. Now, here's something that most people don't know about Hank Williams Jr. Let me close that. Now, we already know that, well, for those who don't know, that rock and roll, it actually has some black roots. So the father of rock and roll, the king of rock and roll, wasn't actually Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley does not have one original song where he created himself. He actually, well, for lack of better words, stole it from other artists, usually black artists. And the true king of rock is, he goes by a different name, Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry, he is the inventor of rock and roll. But they don't really talk about that. But if you look it up, that's the case. Now, why do I bring up that fact? Well, because it's similar to country. It's similar to Hank Williams, but Hank Williams took a different approach. So one thing that people don't realize, Hank Williams, he's kind of known as the godfather of country. But Hank Williams learned how to play guitar from somebody you don't actually expect. So let's search it up. All right, let's check out the old Wikipedia. Alright, so it looks like he was born in the early 20th century, 1923, 1953. He died before he was 30. He was very, very successful, but we're not focusing on that part. Let's focus on who taught him. And you can see it right here. Born and raised in Alabama, Williams learned guitar from blues musician Rufus Payne. Both Payne and Roy Acuff significantly influenced his musical style. After winning an amateur talent contest, Williams began his professional career in Montgomery in the late 1930s, playing on local radio stations and at area venues such as schoolhouses, movie theaters, and bars. Now, I think since it's like around 100 years ago, people tend to like miss the historical significance of it. But Rufus Payne, let's go look up some information about him. All right, so Rufus T. Todd Payne, he was born in the 19th century. So look at the date right here, 1883. So that's just not even 30 years. Actually, to be honest, not even 25 years since the Emancipation Proclamation. So it kind of makes sense why he would be a blues musician, because what other group of people would have that have something to lament about to that degree? So it kind of makes sense. And being he's from Alabama, the Deep South, it even adds more to that, because during slavery time in the Deep South, the life expectancy of a slave was not very long. Yeah, because you need to build out the infrastructure. But let's focus on like how he actually made a contribution to country, the a genre of music that a lot of people enjoy today. So Payne's nickname of T-Tot is an ironic pun for teetotaler. It is said that Payne received his nickname because he usually carried a homemade mixture of alcohol and tea wherever he went. I'm not gonna lie, I would do the same as well if I was going through what he was going through. And I'm not even a fan of alcohol. All right, this is the part that's actually significant. So Payne died at a charity hospital in Montgomery, Alabama, on March 17, 1939, at the age of 56. He is buried at Lincoln Cemetery in Montgomery. As the exact location of his gravesite is unknown, a memorial to him stands near the entrance of the cemetery, paid for by Hank Williams Jr. and other members of the Grand Ole Opry. Isn't that interesting? So Hank Williams' son paid for a memorial tombstone for Rufus Payne, the man who taught him as a child. And when did he teach him? No. So T. Todd is best known for being a mentor to Hank Williams. Let me say that again. T. Todd is best known for being a mentor to Hank Williams, the godfather of the country. Rufus Payne met Hank Williams when Hank was 8 years old, so he was very influential to his life. And legend has it that he would come around and play Hank's guitar, showing Hank how to improvise chords. His influence in exposing Williams to blues and other African American influences helped Williams successfully fuse hillbilly, folk, and blues into his unique style, which in turn expanded and exposed both white and black audience to the differing sounds. Yeah, I think people don't realize the significance of this. So, country, genre that is enjoyed by many Americans. It had black roots. It had black roots. And it's sad to see what country has come today. It has strayed far, far, far from what it used to be. And it's a sad, sad state. It is. So Rufus Payne meant a lot to the Hank Williams family. But there's something more. Something more than that. So, as I already mentioned, that Hank Williams Jr. actually got a tombstone for Rufus Payne to memorialize him. But that's not all that he did. He actually did something even more memorable.
Y'all be quiet now. Every morning old T-Tot come round, setting up a shoe shine box in town, and he'd sing good morning.
Beautiful song, huh? Yeah, big artists, big country artists don't do it like that anymore. Well, I appreciate you for checking out my video. This is Music Tech Game. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you like my content. And yeah, I'll see you later. Thank you. Goodbye.